Vendors have continued bringing old-time favorites like maple syrup and pies while introducing new goods like cider donuts. A handful of vendors have been selling local favorites since the market's earliest years, showing up every weekend to sell their goods. Mr. Speaker, the State College Farmers Market exemplifies the importance of Pennsylvania farms, the value of small businesses, and the influence of community. As we celebrate this milestone, let us look ahead to the next 50 years and keep this community tradition thriving. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields. For what purposes does the gentlewoman from Illinois seek recognition?
Unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute.
Without objection, the gentlewoman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to thank my health fellow, Dr. Melanie Yates, for her service to my office and the 2nd Congressional District of Illinois. I'm so lucky Melanie joined us. She is brilliant, deeply caring, and has a funny wit about her. Melanie, a practicing ER physician, was always my trusted source for any medical questions, whether it was a complex policy matter or a personal concern, bringing a unique sense of calm to our entire office. As a proud Minnesotan, Melanie loves the cold weather. She even joked that she could live in Alaska. So it's pretty funny that she found herself in D.C. and is now heading to Cincinnati. It is not exactly the frozen north, but I know wherever she is, and despite the weather, she will excel. I am so incredibly proud of her, and she will always be a part of the Kelly alumni family. I yield back.
The gentlewoman yields. For what purposes does the gentleman from Colorado seek recognition?
Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman from Colorado is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to honor 3 brave wildland firefighters who gave their lives protecting the people of Colorado. Last Friday, Emily Barker, Nick Hutcherson, and Sydney Watson were responding to the Knowles Fire in western Colorado as members of the Rifle Helitack crew. They answered the call to protect others, and in doing so, gave their lives. Emily was from Clinton Township, Michigan. Nick was from Glendale, Arizona. Sydney was from Warrior, Alabama. They came from across our country to serve Colorado on some of the most challenging terrain in the American West. This is what wildland firefighters do. They go where the need is greatest, into the smoke, into the canyons, into danger, so our communities can remain safe. Today we remember Emily, Nick, and Sydney not only for how they died, but for how they lived, with courage, selflessness, and a commitment to serving others. I ask my colleagues to keep their families, their crewmates, and every firefighter still on the line in their thoughts and prayers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields. For what purposes does the gentleman from Missouri seek recognition? Without objection, the gentleman from Missouri is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in recognition of the inspiring resilience and perseverance of my constituent, LaLuna Haggerty. At just 14 years old, LaLuna was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a type of blood cancer that spreads through her lymphatic system. Earlier this month, I had the privilege of meeting LaLuna and her wonderful family in my office. Her courage in the face of frightening disease was profound. As a patient, she founded a nonprofit dedicated to providing pediatric hospital patients with pajama blankets and socks. Thanks to the exceptional care she received at Children's Mercy Hospital, Kansas City, and an aggressive 12-week chemo plan, LaLuna's cancer is now in remission. Today, LaLuna dedicates her time to advocating for other patients and families navigating through serious illnesses. Mr. Speaker, I ask that my colleagues join me in celebrating LaLuna's accomplishments and wishing her continued success in the years ahead. Thank you, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields. For what purposes does the gentleman from North Carolina seek recognition? Without objection, the gentleman from North Carolina is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, before there was the Declaration of Independence, there was Halifax, North Carolina. More than 250 years ago, 83 delegates gathered in Halifax with the courage to take a bold stand. Through the Halifax Resolves, the first colony officially called for independence from Great Britain. That's why North Carolina proudly carries the title First in Freedom. The journey of American independence traveled through eastern North Carolina, where brave individuals believed freedom was worth the risk. Their courage helped change the course of history. As America prepares to celebrate 250 years, let's remember that every generation has a responsibility to protect the freedoms they fought to secure. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and may God bless our wonderful country, the United States of America. I yield back.
The gentleman yields. For what purposes the gentlewoman from Maryland seek recognition?
To address the House for 1 minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
The gentlewoman from Maryland is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today on behalf of the Severn Sailing School team. This spring, these students made history by becoming the first team to ever win both the Baker and the Mallory national championships in the same season, and these victories did not come easily. In the Mallory competition, the Admirals made a critical comeback from third to first place, despite dicey wind conditions, to win their second title. 4 graduating seniors, Alex Baker, Charlotte McDonald, Annie Sitzman, and Annabella Ulak, even missed their commencement ceremony to compete in the national championships. These students' commitment to excellence, both in the classroom and on the water, is truly inspiring, and their accomplishments speak to the incredible coaches and mentors they've had along the way. Congratulations to Coach Sitzman, Coach Alexander, Coach Davids, and the entire Severn sailing team on an incredible season and a historic accomplishment. I yield back.
For what purposes the gentleman from Georgia seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, by the direction of the Committee on Rules, I call up House Resolution 1398 and ask for its immediate consideration.
The clerk will report the title. Report the resolution.
House Calendar Number 83, House Resolution 1398. Resolved that at any time after adoption of this resolution, the Speaker may, pursuant to Clause 2B of Rule 18, declare the House resolved into the Committee of the Whole House on the State of the Union for consideration of the bill. H.R. 8800, to authorize appropriations for fiscal year 2027 for military activities of the Department of Defense, for military construction, and for defense activities of the Department of Energy, to prescribe military personnel strengths for such fiscal year and for the purposes. The first reading of the bill shall be dispensed with. All points of order against consideration of the bill are waived.